All righty. I think we're live. We are live, and something's going on with me video in the background. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here, double checking. StreamYard's been shit, but I don't care. I got the man, the one and only Dave Chaffee, Dave Chafington Esquire Jr. the third. Call him what you want. He's the man. He is the man at the moment, and potentially in 2025, a world champion, 115 kilo world champion. Easy money. Always. Welcome back to the show, and thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on. Glad to be here. Looking forward to it.
Mate, Skinny Mini, Slim Shady. Do we need some new nicknames? I think the first thing that comes to mind for me, mate, is why did you do your weight cut differently? Why did you just diet and gradually lose the weight and just start just hanging around 115 kilos instead of dropping a bit and then doing a big water cut? Why did you take the diet route?
Well, I'm 48 years old now. I got to worry about health. I got to worry about health reasons now too. You know what I mean? I thought it was time for me to get down to 115 kilograms. I know a lot of people cut the water weight, which I used to do, 12, 13, 14 years ago. It was the last time I did it. It was never an issue. But as I get older, I really shouldn't be walking around as a heavy, super heavyweight anymore. I feel so much better at this weight. I actually weighed in at 249 pounds, no water cut, which is like 5 pounds under the 115 kilogram weight class. So I felt great. So
I just want to know what that is in kilos. 249. I mean, hang on, 249, 113 kilos. So you were even under.
Yeah, I was way under. Yeah.
Wow. Right. I want to go on that in a moment. Just quickly say hi to a few people because we're here with the one and only, including the Drew. Tall Paul Hutchings in the chat. Very happy. Easy Money's on there. Drunk Eddie. The Victor. Of course, we've got the Dungeon Master hanging about there. Very, very excited that you're on the show. The Armenian one says it's easy money to crush Sagov. Mate, I am absolutely pumped for this. It's going to be great. Everyone's in the chat. Dave looks like Goldberg. Have you had that a few times?
I've actually had people come up to me and they thought I was Goldberg. Like even like a year ago, I was in Cleveland. Somebody thought I was Goldberg. Hey, it's Goldberg. How you doing? I'm like, no, I'm not Goldberg.
Well, you're like a super polite, nice guy. Did you have the heart to tell them that you're not? Or did you just...
Yeah, of course. Okay. I could have pretended and say, I'm Bill Goldberg. You want an autograph? And no, I was like, no, I get that. I've got that quite a few times. Thank you, though. It's a good compliment. So I appreciate it.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's the first time I've ever heard you being called Goldberg. Benjimax says, thanks for stopping by the EVW merch booth I was running, Dave. The fans really appreciate it. And a crowd formed while he was there for an hour or two, pulling and teaching, taking pics.
Absolutely. You're more than welcome. It was nice to, talk to the fans, pull the fans. I actually got a great workout arm wrestling for about an hour. I don't know how many people I arm wrestled, but it was quite a few, and it was a good experience. And I'm glad to give back for sure.
So are you starting to enjoy the progression now of how arm wrestling is being viewed in the public and how the fans are seeing? Even as back as 5 years ago, 6 years ago, it was just, Dave's coming and it's a big practice and 30, 40 people are turning up. But now, you're signing a whole heap of merch. You're turning up to booths at shows that, you're being part of meet and greets. Are you happy seeing the progression like that, or do you just want to stay in your hotel room?
Well, I still want to stay in my hotel room, but of course, I'm truly blessed to have been able to do what I've done all these years. When I started almost 20 years ago, I was arm wrestling in, small bars and little establishments like that. And for what it's, through the years, going to WF, WL, PAL, all that stuff, King Table, now East versus West, now just, like all the, so many more fans and like you said, signing the merch for people and people actually, like, they know you, a lot of people know you now. It's really cool. And it's an awesome experience. Like I'm truly blessed to have, done all the stuff and travel all the places I've gone.
Did you ever think it would come to a big boom like this?
I never did, especially starting. No, I was just happy to, I was just a kid that, a young kid. I used to arm wrestle in school when I was good, and I just entered a competition, I won, and 19, 20 years later, here we are. I never expected this, but it's awesome. I love it.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Guys, I've got to, every time Dave comes on the show, I've got to share a funny story that Dave is not scared of fire. He's not scared of fire. He's not scared of the threat of fire. Dave and I were in New Jersey, New York, at an event for Knuckles Up, and the fire alarm in the hotel went off, and we were all evacuated. All of us were evacuated. And I'm standing out there, and I'm talking to Dave's lovely wife, Amber. Hello, Amber. And I was like, where's Dave? And she's like, he's not walking down 13, 14 flights of stairs.
I wasn't doing it.
Hotel room.
Not doing it. If I'm coming down with the hotel if it's on fire. Oh well, I took a chance and it worked out. I'm still here. So.
But now at 115 kilos, would you make it down the stairs?
No, I still wasn't walking. I don't think I'm still walking down the stairs.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, yeah. That's so good. So good. Right. Well, let's get into the match last weekend. You took on Toddzilla. Now, you had gripped up with Todd in the past, obviously as the super heavyweight Dave Chaffee. Was there anything that was going to bother you? Was there anything, that you're worried about with Todd from your practices coming into this match?
Not necessarily from the practices, because I was always pretty dominant in our early matches, but we hadn't pulled in an actual match in probably 10 years, I want to say, and we hadn't practiced in like probably 3 years. But Todd has progressed since then. So I've seen all the people that he has beaten over the last 3 years, like Prudnik, Irakli, Angarbayev. Like I said, those are all guys that could beat some of the super heavyweight, guys for sure. So I didn't know where he was at. But I was, luckily come out on top with a victory. So it was pretty cool. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, it was a rare, because I think it was maybe 12 kilos, 11, 10 kilos, the difference. But you were just able, in a rare instant, to suffocate any offense that Todd could happen. And I think more or less a lot of us were stunned. Was that your just game plan to attack his strong part, or did you just know, hey, I'm coming down from super heavyweight, I'm still a bloody force to reckon with?
No, I was going for it this time. I knew I wanted to keep Todd on my side of the table. So that first match you seen, he tried to go back. I just grabbed his hand and pressed straight down. I was hoping they gave me the pin, because I didn't want the match to go any longer than it had to, because Todd has incredible endurance. But they called the foul, and I think I ended up hooking the next match. I got him. Second match, we slipped, I believe. We went in the straps. I top rolled. He kind of stuck me for a couple seconds. I just readjusted and got the pin. And then the third match, I just went straight like side hook. Basically, it was nice, but I knew I had to be fast, because I didn't want to end up, I don't want Todd to be on my side. I don't want to be on his side of the table. And like I said, endurance is a huge factor. I know how long he can go, so I wanted the matches to be quick for sure.
Yeah, mate, it was an incredible display. Incredible display. Now, did you know that? But did you know beforehand, or were you told afterwards, hey, if you get yourself a nice bloody victory here, we got a title match for you if you're comfortable at the 115 kilo? Did you know beforehand, or were you told afterwards?
I knew before. Actually, it was, with all this stuff going on with East versus West, when, Engen was the owner and stuff, or not the owner, but he was still making matches. I was offered Yeah, I told actually we'll go way back about a year ago. I talked about it with Engen. I wanted to come down to 115. I pretty much done. I told everybody in super heavyweights I needed a fresh start, and he thought it was a good idea. But I pulled a couple more matches, and after Svetkov, I messaged him. I said I think it's time. I'd like to drop down. That was the end of March, and May he. And I told him, I said, listen, I'll be glad to start from the bottom up. I don't care. I'll work my way up. That's not a problem. I'd love to do that. But in May, he messaged me and he said, would you like a title shot with Sagoff? I was like, I'm not going to turn that down, of course. I would gladly work my way up, but I'm not going to turn it down. And then that was going to be into the Azerbaijan thing, and it didn't come through. So I asked Robert, I said, and this is like July, maybe beginning of July, June, I can't remember. But I said, I've been training real hard, dieting real hard. If this Azerbaijan doesn't, come through, can I get a match in Colorado? Because I'd really love to try my new weight. I've been training hard, dieting, and I just don't want this work to go for nothing. So he's like, yeah, absolutely. We talked. He named some names, and then he messaged me like a day or two later. He's like, how about Toddzilla? And I'm like, okay, absolutely. He's like, well, I haven't asked him yet, but I'll pull Todd. And then a couple of days later, he had messaged. He said, whoever wins, the winner gets a title shot. So I knew going in that if I beat Todd, I get a title shot. So just more motivation.
Yeah, and
so it was a lot of pressure too. Like, I don't want to lose. I want this title shot. So you know what I mean. Yeah. I had to get the victory.
Wow, that's even better. Did you think with, say, over the last 12 months, let's be honest, Dave, the record hasn't been great. I think it's hurt me more than you, being your mate. I've really taken it's really hurt me. But Did you ever think at like 48 years old you'd be having a crack at a world title, or were there any subconscious feelings that ship had sailed?
Of course, it was always in the back of your mind. Is it time? Even a few years ago, before I pulled Vitaly the first time, I was having so much pain with my injuries and stuff. I'm like, I thought about hanging up. I'm like, it's just hard for me to pull. My elbow hurts, my neck hurts, just everything. And I won that match, and it kind of remotivated me. And then I still having like some health issues, so I started getting stem cells a couple of different times. And it didn't really help my neck, but it helped my elbow immensely. And I hadn't been able to do certain side pressure exercises for years without any pain. So I just stopped doing a lot of it. But now, not a problem. If my elbow feels great, and it's made a huge difference. I started doing different exercises. I feel strong. Actually, even after all this weight loss, in some of the exercises, I'm actually a little stronger than I was at 275. So it was kind of weird.
What? Well, that was going to be my next question. Have you felt stronger obviously in side pressure, but is everything else, like whether it be using the weights or on the tables, has everything else just felt the same or even better besides the side pressure?
It's certain things like bicep curls, I went down just a little bit. But side pressure, my back pressure is going up, side pressure is going up. All the arm wrestling stuff seems to be going up. Training time is kind of hard because a lot of my guys they use two hands. I don't know, can't really tell how much effort is going into it, whether it's going up or the same. But when I pulled Todd, I felt great. So I think I'm good. So yeah, thank you.
You looked bloody great. How's Amber dealing with the lighter version of Dave? Because I think the last time you're 113 kilos, you might have been in high school.
It's been a while. Like I haven't weighed this weight in probably since before I started arm wrestling. I used to weigh when I first started, I was probably like 255, 260 pounds, something like that. And I would cut down to the 242 weight class, but I never walked around actually at 250. So this is actually pretty low. And she's like, you're so skinny. Like she's like, I kind of have abs now, so she kind of jokes around and stuff. So it's weird. Like I feel great though. Like I don't get tired as I used to. Like walking and going upstairs and stuff. So I think overall it's a really good thing.
Oh, absolutely. Looking after yourself when you're 48 years old. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It is a good thing. There are a couple of angles. I was a bit like, oh my God, how much weight has Dave lost? But the majority of the time, I was like, the 115 kilo division's in a bit of fucking trouble if this is what Dave looks like. So I was pretty pumped. So a quick question here from Victor. Excuse me, from Victor. Dave, does this mean you're officially retired from the super heavyweight division?
Well, I'm not. You never know, but I'm happy right now. I want to pull different guys in the 115. There's guys I've never pulled before, like Ivan Matashenko. I'd love to pull him. Reno. I got one match right now though, Sagov. I got to beat him. That's the goal, and then we go from there. So I'm just looking straight ahead at him, and that's it. I've been training for him for quite a while, and looking forward to that.
Oh, we're going to get to that in a moment. Don't worry. I was absolutely pumped when it was announced. But a quick one. Any top diet food tips?
Honestly, all I really did I made a few different changes. I lowered my calories a little bit, but I used to eat like sugar cereals. Like I love like that stuff. So like Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles. I went from that to eating just oatmeal with a little bit of peanut butter in it. And I do that honestly like 2-3 times a day. I'll eat chicken breast with a baked potato and just a tiny bit of like queso dip, so I get a little taste into it. But that's the main thing. Like at work, instead of eating what the garbage stuff they feed you, I've been eating salads with a little bit of protein on it and some sunflower seeds. That's and protein shakes. That's mainly my diet. That's it. Cut the calories, and I don't eat huge meals anymore. They're all like smaller, basically.
Yeah, mate. And Matt Rhodes in the chat says, Dave, hope you and your family are well, mate. Congrats on the win.
Thank you, Matt. Hope you're doing well. Hope to see you soon.
Yeah, that'd be good. And everyone's just up and about for sure. Now, before we get into the world title match, Dave, the last 6 weeks have just been chaos with drama. Absolute chaos. I'm guilty of it. I've been involved in it. You know, can't help myself. I talk too much, Dave. You know that. But were you sitting there when it all happened and just thought, you know, like in Grand Theft Auto 3, like, oh, shit, here we go again. Or Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Were you and Emma just like, not again?
We're really hoping like this doesn't just blow up. You know what I mean? In a bad way. Like we've seen good things, just great things come to an end because of just dumb stuff. And like I have nothing bad. Engen I know people have an issue with he was always great to me and my family. Like he never did anything wrong to us. Love the guy, the new ownership, Robert Dexter. They're great people. I think they're going to do a great job. I'm just really happy that things are going forward, and that's really all I got to say about it. Yeah, we're happy. Yeah. Hopefully, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm not here to dig anything up, but I know like at times when everything's kicking off, I think of athletes like yourself and Toddzilla that are just like, you know, oh, you've been on this merry-go-round again, and a part of me was just like feeling bad, like I'll do what I got to do, but then I was like, poor people like Dave and Toddzilla, just like, oh motherfuckers, like, are you kidding? Like this again? Like, yeah, we just had something good. Now it's happening all again. Stop it, everyone! Stop it.
Yeah, so Todd brought it up over there. He's like, I really thought this was it again. He's like, I thought, a great thing going on. That's going to be it. I'm just happy. I'm really happy things are moving forward. Yeah. So.
And speaking of, can you give us a bit of an insight of how the Shaw Classic Strongest Arm on Earth East versus West 19, like the behind the scenes was? We're just hearing nothing but good things on our end as the consumer and customer. The stream was good. It looked like we just turned on like ESPN or something like that with the intros and, shooting over to the commentators and coming back and forth. Like everything just seemed fantastic. How was it on your end dealing with Brian Shaw and, basically the strongman side of things?
It was amazing, honestly. Brian and Kerry, they did a tremendous job taking care of the athletes. They picked us up. The guy that picked us up, he texted me like right when I was still on the airplane. He's like, I'm at this. Here's where I'm at. Just text me and I'll meet you. Perfect. The ride was good. When we got there, they had like there's all kinds of free food. They gave us a case of water to bring to our hotel room. The hotel was incredible. It was beautiful, nice. We stayed in with my family. I have nothing bad to say about it. Like backstage was great. They had all kinds of food backstage for the arm wrestlers to eat and drink and get ready for your match. Everything was perfect. They did hats off to them. They did an incredible job.
Yeah. And did you ever group up with Brian or Eddie at all over the weekend?
No, didn't grip up with those guys. I did my match, and then we did like a meet and greet afterwards, and then grabbed the family, and I went to eat that big prime rib because they closed at midnight, so we had to get we had to get there right before midnight so I get that prime rib. I had no intentions of doing that, but my wife wanted the free T-shirt so she could get this T-shirt. But so I went and ate the prime rib, got the free T-shirt, and off we went. And then the next day, we went to the expo. I did the arm wrestling with all the fans and some other arm wrestlers, and we pulled for quite a while, and then took the family over to the strongman competition. They gave us free passes to get into that, which is another it was awesome. My kids loved it. We loved it. It was pretty cool. So yeah, that was my weekend, and then we came home basically. So it was awesome.
Are the kids now keeping an eye on strongman? Have you accidentally converted them, or are they still happy with arm wrestling?
Well, my older son, he loves bodybuilding and the strongman stuff. The little one, he'd never been around it, but I think he's starting to like it. It was actually cool. The little one, it was just the first time he's ever really seen me compete, especially on a big stage. So it was cool to see him watch me and watch me win the match. So it was pretty awesome.
And what was someone as experienced, high level experience as you, the elites of the elites, number one in the world at one stage? What did you think of Brian's pulling? And do you see huge potential in him sticking around? And have you got a little one tip for him if you have to change one thing of Brian's?
He's going to be good. I'm telling you, he just standing next to him, he's just a giant. He's like 6'7", 400 and some pounds, just a monster. And I watched the match, and his hand is so big. I thought Brandon, had a shot, with his King's move and stuff like that, but Brian's just too damn strong. Just a few technical things like working his side and stuff. I think his hand, as long as he keeps working it, it's so big. It has the potential to be one of the strongest hands ever. I mean, look at him. It's insane. And it's good for the sport to have the strongman guys, and it's going to bring new fans. And it's just overall, it's a great thing.
Is there something that you would change in his style at all?
I'd have to watch some videos. I mean, he's only been doing this for how long? And to see how strong he is, it's kind of scary. He's going to be good,
All right. Well, a couple of quick questions, and then I want to talk about this delicious title match that is happening November 1st in Switzerland. Oh, it's going to be fantastic. My man's going for a world title. Quickly, Jake, can you ask Dave what his heaviest weight ever was in competition?
My heaviest weight ever was 280. Is it 286 or 287 pounds? That was against Dimitri Trubin in 2017.
There you go, 130 kilos for those on the metric system. Will Dave ever go to Colorado to train with Brian?
I mean, yeah, if schedules permit and he was interested in training with me, absolutely, I would go out there. I love helping out and doing stuff. It'd be cool. Yeah, definitely.
Beautiful. Dave, the Stonewall is back. Did you get to after pull any strongmen?
No, there wasn't really much of an after pull. At least, I mean, some of the guys are pulling around, and then usually I don't get involved in the after pull. I end up getting like so sore. No one really asked me to pull because we had to go do the meet and greet with the VIP guys right after the event, basically. So we did our post match interview, and then went up there, and that's when I had to go eat that prime rib. So I got out of there to get some food.
Get that T-shirt.
Yeah, the T-shirt.
Yeah. Now, one of my favorite things that is happening on November 1st at EVW 20, and I'm super pumped. Not only are you having a crack at a world title, but for me, the timeline of this just about proves no excuses on either end. You both know the weight. It's 115 kilos. You're already there, so your training's good. But we're now 21st of August, 22nd of August, wherever you are around the world. So like 2 and a bit months of training, 9-10 week solid block of training. And we're going to see the best of the best from Dave, and we're going to see the best of the best of Sagov. Have you already got your 10-week plan sorted, Dave?
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
Have you got your 10-week training schedule already worked
Oh,
out?
10 weeks. I'm going to do the same thing I always do. Basically, we practice every Thursday. We probably practicing today with my team once a week, table time. And then I'm doing something for arm wrestling weight wise almost every day of the week. So I'll take a day off here and there. If I feel good, I'm doing something, whether it's side pressure, back pressure, biceps, different things. But I'm always doing something to prepare. And then I'll usually take a week or two off of pulling before the match just to rest up. But I'll still lift heavy up until a week of, and then there you go. And then November 1st is coming quick.
In Switzerland. Have you ever been to Switzerland?
No, I'm pretty excited. We're very excited to go to Switzerland. It's a pretty cool place to have an event. I've looked at some of the pictures and it just looks amazing. Just the mountains and the city that's in. It looks pretty cool.
Oh, mate, it's going to be brilliant. Just a quick question here. Does Dave have any training partners who can emulate Sagov's press?
I got some guys that work it, and they do it with two hands. They work the press. He's Sagov's fast. He's very fast, so I'm gonna have to work on some speed, get him away from his body. But I know what I got to do, and if I can get there, I think I get the win. I think it's going to be a really good match. He looks huge. He's definitely not walking around where I'm at. He's got to be 275 at least. I'm guessing he looks really big, which is fine. So he's gonna have to drop some weight, but I don't mean nothing. I'll be ready.
Yeah. The one thing I really enjoy about this is to see which strategy works better. Is it stay heavy and do the water cut, or just naturally walk around at the weight? You're naturally walking around at 115 kilos, where Sagov will stay heavy, do a water cut. So it'd be very interesting, the two different styles of it.
I think it depends on the person. Basically, if you can recover, fine. If you got a couple of days to recover, a day, whatever, to get back where you're at, that's probably the better way to do it. But I'm happier and healthier at this weight, and I'm fine. And I don't mean I'm ready. I don't care.
Mate, I'm so pumped for it. Have you when we were in Dubai the second time you pulled Vitali, did you grip up with Reno at all?
No, I didn't. I talked to him briefly. I know I would have liked to. Yeah, he's another guy I'd like to pull. Because he was a champion before he got hurt at 115, and when he comes back, I definitely would like to pull him. He's awesome competitor. Seems like a really nice guy too. So
Reno's awesome, but it's more Reno beat Sagov. So I was
that was a good match. I've watched that match numerous times, obviously, as you can probably figure out, and that was a great match. He came down from he was down 2-0. I want 2 or 3-0. He came back, and that was a really good match.
Oh, it was a fantastic match. Did you speak to Toddzilla about any tips, because he's pulled Sagov as well? Have you guys had a chat at all?
I did. I talked briefly after our match, what he did, and he gave me a couple of tips, and I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're good. Good. There we go. It's going to be brilliant. Sagov's hands are huge too. He's a proper caveman, that dude. We've got Dave will crush this title match. I mean,
I hope so.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be brilliant. So then, will you, just trying to think, in November 1st, you become the world champion. You get a long voicemail from me losing my bananas. Will you then handpick your competitors, or what you think will be the best title matches, or will you just allow Robert to tell you who's going to be next in line?
Well, say I am lucky enough to beat Sagov, or
when you're lucky, Dave,
I'm focused.
Manifest that for me, buddy.
I'm focused on him, but if by chance I'm lucky enough. There's guys I want to pull. Like I said, Ivan, he's awesome. Matashenko, he deserves a shot. Reno when he comes back. Those are probably the two top in that division that have been there that really deserve a title shot. They're incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Quick question here. John talks so high on Dave. What match was that from, Dave? Have you pinned John? Durs, are you talking about John Brezink? I assume you're talking about John Brezink.
John and I, like I don't think I ever beat him in an actual match. We practice pulled a few times in WL when I was at my strongest, and I beat him. But we pulled the only time we ever pulled when I was an up and comer. It was like probably 2008 or 9 at the Harley pull, and it was actually I cut down to 225 for that weight class back then. And he took first, I took second, yeah, but I was not nearly at his level, not even close. And then we pulled into Russia in 2014, I believe, but it was right after I pulled Dennis 3 matches in a row, and I couldn't feel my arm, and no excuse, but John beat me there too. But it was right after 3 matches with Dennis.
Now I'm glad you brought up the 225 because then you're sitting comfortable. You don't seem grumpy or grouchy from this diet and drop down the weight. Is 105 kilo a reach at all?
I mean, I suppose I could if I wanted to, but I have no desire to go down to 105. I'm happy. It took me a while to get used to eating. Like now it's like just a schedule. Like I'm fine. I have no problem. Once you get in that mode where you're eating healthy, it's weird to like eat something that's garbage, to be honest with you. So now I'm fine, but I was a little grumpy for a while. I'm not going to lie. I was probably 12 or 13 years of eating crap. Like I didn't diet at all forever. Like I've since I think 2012 was the last time I cut down for a competition. So that's 13 years.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's just a lot of positive things coming from you in the chat saying, like John Brezink also said, Dave had more raw power than Richard Lubke's.
That's a compliment right there, because Richard was a beast in his time. He really was.
Oh man. Who was, just going off topic, who was the strongest that you'd ever pulled?
I mean, when I pulled Levon, like his hand was just ridiculous. I think that was 2021, or I think maybe 21, maybe.
There,
yeah, like his hand, I couldn't slip out. His hand was so strong. Like Levon was the guy. I mean, it is what it is.
Which then leads into what I wanted to get your opinion on. Like, Levon's a clear number one. Like, there's Levon, and then, until you're Devon's. And even then, Devon, and then there's another big gap. Do you think more and more athletes are going to come to the 115 kilo, and that just might be the new weight class we got to keep our eye on? Do you think more will come down?
They might. I mean, if it's the guys that were my weight at 270, 275, you're pulling 350, 400-pound guys, you're giving up so much weight. It's hard to compete against those guys, no matter how strong you are. If you're giving up that kind of weight, after a while it wears on you. So it's very possible that more guys could come down.
Just a quick question here. Thank you very much, Sidekick. He says, Dave, any interest in Devon at 115?
My interest is in Sagoff November 1st. So that is it right now.
Title match, Sidekick.
Yeah, title match. I don't think Devon right now. I think he has his eye on Levon one more time. So right now, I don't think Devon has any interest in going down to weight. Someday he probably will or might, but I don't think at the moment.
Yeah, there you go. Quick little question here. How was your arm after the Game of Arms finale with Travis?
That was okay. We pulled with probably 36 matches, left and right. It was like 18 and 18 or something like that. 36, I can't remember. It was a bunch of rounds.
Yeah, between 36 and 40, yeah.
Yeah, it was a long time, a bunch of matches. But I mean, I was a little sore. I was a little sore for some maybe a week or something like that. But I was back, and no injuries, nothing like that. I was back on the table, ready to go after that.
Now, what's your one? Is Sagov's press the one worrying thing? The one worrying thing that keeping an eye on, or do you think he's got 6 or 7 other moves? Like when you watch Sagov, what would probably be his biggest weapon that you're worried about?
I think that in all the matches I've watched from him, I've only ever seen him press. I mean, he's been put into he's been put into a hook out of his press, but I don't. And people have tried to top roll him. He seems to be very hard to top roll with the guys that have tried to top roll with him. So I don't know if I'll go there. We'll see what I do, but I don't think unless I beat him in 1 or 2 matches convincingly, he might try something different. His press is so fast, so strong that I'm going to have to get him away. I'm going to have to get him real quick, get him out of it as fast as possible, and we'll go from there. But I think that's his move, and until someone beats him and handily with it, like why would he use something else? That's his power. So, but I'm sure he has a plan B. I know that he will. I mean, I'm sure he's a smart puller. So.
Oh man, will you get in touch with Reno about a bit of chat or any tips or anything? Will you message Reno?
That's a good idea. Already? That's a good idea. That's I just might do that after we get off this interview.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. There you go. Oh well, right. I know you're not getting ahead of yourself, Dave, but humor me. What's the first thing you'll do with your title when you win November 1st?
Well, I'll probably just walk over and kiss my wife. That'll be the first thing I do.
Okay. So. After will you go party? Is it just you and Amber back to you and the family back to the hotel room? Or when you get back home, will the title just sit as the centerpiece at the dining table?
Maybe I'll put it on the fireplace. I don't know, but we'll probably, I'm not a big, going out guy. We'll probably just go we would have a nice dinner if I'm lucky enough to win the match and just go celebrate, me and my wife or, the family, whoever's there, and then just have a nice, rest of our time there. Yeah.
Mate, it's going to be brilliant. Guys, if you don't know, you should know. November 1st, we've got about 5 or so minutes left. Dave's going to go off to a few practices, so it'd be really great with his time. Get your final questions in. But November 1st in Zurich, Switzerland, easy money. Dave Chaffee is going for the world title against Ibrahim Sagov. I can't, even in my journey in arm wrestling, like to sit there, watching you on ESPN, and Googling Dave Chaffee. And I'm like, oh my God, just be even so cool to do an interview with Dave and then to hang out a few times in multiple promotions. To now sit there and go, oh my God, like in 2025, Dave's going for a world title, mate. I think I'm more excited than you.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, I started in 2006. I ended up breaking my arm in 2007. Come back 2008. I won that WWF title in 2010. So the first one in 2010, and it would be pretty cool. 15 years later, would be awesome. Hopefully, I'm lucky enough to do it. We'll see.
It's going to be great. We've got a poll going at the moment, and 83% after 132 votes think you'll get the job done. You'll get the job.
I hope you guys are right. I'm going to do my best to make that come true.
Quick question: do inmates celebrate your wins, Dave?
Some of them they watch my stuff. It's kind of funny. Not there, but they'll come in. When they come back to prison, they'll be like, "Yeah, I watched you on YouTube and this and that." I get it all the time, and they'll see me, checking stuff out here. Now they know that I arm wrestle, so they're always asking me questions. Yeah,
mate, that's awesome. That's to make your job easier.
Yeah.
What's the biggest difference between Vitali from the first time you pulled Vitali and the second time?
His hand, I couldn't get away from the second time. He was just so strong. Maybe it would have been different in the straps, maybe not. But his grip is just ridiculous, and I got nothing. He's strong. He's one of the strongest heavyweights around, and I want to see him pull Levant. Pull Devin, pull Levant. He's up there, top 3 guys in the world. So what do you say? He's a beast.
There you go. Love it. What was your favorite match from East versus West 19 apart from your own?
Watching Brian Shaw win was a good one. I mean, Gabby dominate was awesome. She looked just back to form incredible. I didn't know how that match was going to go, to be honest with you, because Jocelyn looked really strong against Sarah. So to watch Gabby just dominate and do her thing like she does was crazy.
There you go. We love it. We love it. Alexander Clark, what's going on, buddy? Says, glad you're pain-free now. Sky's the limit. Are you 100% pain-free from all the neck stuff? Or
the neck will never be pain-free until I get surgery. But I can go, if I go like this, it just shoots down my shoulder blade basically, but I try not to do that. So, but my elbows, everything else is good. So
has probably more of a question for Amber. Has Amber noticed the difference in your weight cut when she's your corner person? And she's trying to massage your arm. She's like, I might be able to hold this bloody tree log now.
No, I think the arm weighs the same. I've lost most of my weight in my stomach and other places, but I think holding up that arm, she still has a hard time because you get a ton of blood pumped in that arm, and it's hard to hold up. You know how it is. You helped me out back, a few years back, so you know how heavy that arm gets.
It was just guys. I'll share the quick story. Poor Dave that's here again. He experienced it. It was King of the Table 5. It was my very first King of the Table. Where I was announcing. So I was in the crowd watching when I wasn't announcing. And the visual of it, because it was the first time I'd ever seen it, it was Dave versus Vitali. And it was, just crushing rounds. It was a great match. And if anyone knows Amber, she's 5'1", weighs barely anything, in great shape. But Dave was a man. He's a man. If you ever see Dave in person, he's a mountain of a man. Looks way bigger than he's perceived. And poor little Amber's got this big tree on her arm, and she's trying to massage it. And I was just like, "Holy shit!" Hang on a minute. So I came running over, Dave. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to try to help Amber out. I'm just pretend I'm not here. I'm a bit bigger, a little bit bigger than Amber. And then we got Lachlan Adair involved. And it was just it was just a fun memory, and I always.
Well, I definitely appreciate that. You have no idea, so that was awesome, you guys.
That was it was a really good one. Give us a flex, Dave. Give us a flex. Look at that. Yeah, Ozzy, do you have that bloody jacket? It's right here. It sits on my chair. This is the famous jacket where Dave's blood got in it. Dave's blood. And him and Vitali almost collapsed on me. It's right there. It is right there. Right. Any final questions, guys? Because we've been very, very spoiled to have the man, the myth, and the new 115 kilo world champion.
Let's not jump the gun. We got a couple months of training to go. So
I know, but I'm big in manifesting and a huge fan. And I think it's going to be brilliant.
I appreciate the support.
How long's the flight from you guys to Switzerland?
Honestly, I'm not even sure. Maybe 8 hours, 10. I haven't looked, to be honest with you. We'll have to drive to. We usually drive to Cleveland. It's a couple-hour drive. Then we fly to. Hopefully, it's a straight flight. That would be nice. I'm not 100% sure though. I'll have to take a look.
Yeah, and a quick question here: what is the strategy to beat Sagov if you're willing to say?
I got to be fast. I got to get him out of that press as fast as possible, away from his body, and then we'll go from there.
And now you got to work on your endurance when you become a world champ, mate, because all your matches will be best of 7 now.
Oh God, I didn't want to think about that. That's
this is what I've got to do, mate.
I like the best of 5. Best of 3 would be wonderful, but best of 5 I like too.
Best of 3. I mean, if we look at the last 12 months, 12 to 24 months, in a best of 3, you could almost be like top 3 in the world.
Yeah, like this is going back a few years ago, but like Gennady was up 2-0, Morozov was up 2-0. Those two that to end up losing the matches 3-2, unfortunately. But those guys, they just ran out of gas, So best out of 3 is beautiful. I need a lobby for the best out of 3 to come back.
Yeah, start using your power. Go Yeah, go buy East versus West because apparently only West athletes own it now. So just go and do that. Beata, I would give a flex, but there's two reasons I can't. One, I have too much respect for Dave to even do a flex. And I really like my Pac-Man jumper, and I don't want to rip it. So
Yeah, I don't want to rip that out. No,
you get it, Dave. You wear your favorite jumper, you don't want to rip
I,
it. So
I
Beata,
understand. I understand.
Anyway, guys, can we all please, first of all, thank Dave for coming on the show straight after his match with Toddzilla. And second of all, if you're watching now or you're watching this later on, can we please wish Dave the best of luck? November 1st, Switzerland. He's taking on Sagov. 115 kilo world championship. That's right. In 2025, at 48 years old, I will be able to say that Dave Chaffee is a world champion. It's going to be brilliant. Dave, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys' support. November 1st, we're going to be putting on a show. Looking forward to this big time.
Beautiful.